Question 1.3 gives us simultaneous equations. That's where you're given two equations and two variables, and you're asked to solve for the variables simultaneously. So you're always going to start with the simpler equation. This one has squares in, so that looks quite complicated to me. This one looks a bit easier to work with. Now I can get x on its own or y on its own. Y looks easier to get on its own because there's no number in front. It makes it more complicated when there's a number in front to get it on its own. So what I'm going to do is move this 3x over to the other side in this equation. And once that's done, I'm going to sub this into y's place in this equation. So I've just replaced that y with 2 minus 3x. Make sure to wrap it in a bracket when you do that. Now I'm seeing a bracket squared. That means I write the bracket twice to set myself up for foiling. Okay, so let's go ahead and foil these two brackets quickly. These can just chill. Nothing's going to happen to them in the meantime. And now we have a little quadratic equation emerging, our cx squared. So I want to go for my standard form, everything to one side and equal to 0. I also want the right order going. So I'm going to put the 9x squared first over here. And at the same time, I'm going to take this 2x squared over. After I've done that, I want to put this minus 12x in the middle. And there's no x's on this side, so it's just that guy that goes in the middle. Then lastly, let's sort out the numbers, the things without x. So this 4 will move to the end and it will be plus 4. And at the same time, I'm going to move this negative 1 over. Okay, and now I'm quickly going to do my like terms. 9 minus 2 is 7, so we get 7x squared over here. And 4 plus 1 will give us 5, so we get 5 over there. And now we've officially got our standard form. Okay, to factorize this thing is going to be difficult because there's a number in front of x squared. So I'm going to use the tennis court method over here. To use the tennis court method, you start with the factors of 7. The factors of 7, it's a prime number, so it's only 1 and 7. And I write the factors underneath each other like this. Then I look at the factors of 5. 5 is also a prime number, so I write the factors of 5 underneath each other over here. And then we go across the court like we're serving in tennis. And when you go across, you multiply. After I multiply and get my answers here, I need to add or subtract these answers to get this minus 12 in the middle. So if I say minus 7 minus 5, it will give me that minus 12 in the middle. And then you transfer these signs back into the tennis court. And then you put a little x here, and you put a little x here, and then you've got your two brackets. So my first bracket is just 1x minus 1. There's no need to write this 1. So the first bracket is just x minus 1. And then the second bracket is 7x minus 5. 7x minus 5. And from there, we can get our two solutions for x. My first solution being x equals 1. If I had to take that negative 1 over after making it equal to 0. And then this bracket is a bit trickier, so I've shown it on the side. We take that minus 5 over and it becomes plus 5. Divide both sides by 7 and we get x equals 5 over 7. All that's left to do now is just to get the solutions for y. The easiest thing to do is come back to this equation and substitute these x values into this x over here. So let's do it for the first one. So if I just change that x to a 1, I get 2 minus 3 times 1. 3 times 1 is just 3, and 2 minus 3 will give me negative 1. Okay, and then I'm going to do it for this one. Let's chuck him in quickly. And then after I chuck him in, I'm not going to take chances. This is going straight in the calculator. Press equals, and you get minus 1 over 7 for your second y value. And then lastly, let's have a look where these 6 marks are coming from. Making y the subject of the formula will get you your first mark. Substitution into this equation will get you your second mark. Standard form gets you your third mark. the correct factors gets you your fourth mark, the x values gets the fifth, and the y values get the last mark.